Good morning and welcome to Different Perspectives. I'm Paul Indiho in Washington. Tonight, let me begin with this. Give credit where credit is due. President Donald J. Trump deserves credit. He made a decision that other presidents had debated but ultimately avoided. He took a political and military risk authorizing strikes that targeted the leadership of the Iranian regime, what many American administrations have long described as America's number one adversary in the Middle East. Whether one agrees with this strategy or not, this moment places President Donald J. Trump among the most consequential leaders in American history. In politics, there is what we call success has many fathers and failure is an orphan. This decision by President Donald Trump was certainly one of those where he made a political bet and he has succeeded at it. And for that, I have to say that he goes down as one of the most consequential leaders in American history. Yes, that's right. He goes down as one of the most consequential American leaders in American history. Anyhow, this is a news special report on different perspectives. It's February 29th, 2026. The Middle East has reached its most pivotal turning point in nearly half a century. Iranian state media, the state-run TV, and the news agency confirmed what many whispered in the case of yesterday's bombardment. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of the Islamic Republic, is dead at age 86. While state media has not yet elaborated on the cause of death, this announcement follows a massive joint US-Israeli air campaign that targeted the very heart of the regime's leadership. President Donald Trump, who announced the commencement of major combat operations yesterday, had already claimed that Khamenei was neutralized in a decapitation strike. Tonight, as the world watches, as the 47-year experiment of the Islamic Republic faces its first total succession crisis in the Middle East of a hot war. Yesterday's operation was a masterclass in modern high-intensity warfare. Israelis F-35s and the US B-2 bombers launched hundreds of softies. The targets were not just the nuclear sites at Natanz and Fado, which were heavily hit, but the command and control infrastructure of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, or commonly known as IRGC. President Trump, speaking from the White House, characterized this as a single greatest chance for the Iranian people to reclaim a nation. He confirmed that the United States and Israel tracked the supreme leader with highly sophisticated intelligence before the strikes. But it wasn't just the leader. The high-ranking military, including the head of the IRGC aerospace force, was also reportedly among the casualties. The decapitation strike was lethal. The regime's brain has been severed from its body. But as we analyze the tactical success, we must address a horrific human tragedy. In the southern city of Minab, the state media and other media agencies verified reports confirmed that a strike hit an elementary schools where so many young girls died. The numbers are in the upwards of 100 young people dying. Most of them were younger schoolgirls who were killed. The images of the small white shredded figures being pulled from the rubble of a classroom has sparked international outrage. While the Pentagon maintains that the IRGCs intentionally embedded missile launchers in civilian neighborhoods to use them as human shield, the moral gravity of these deaths cannot be overstated. These girls became the face of collateral damage in a war that they didn't have to die. Even though this war was promised to be surgical, mistakes happen, and this was clearly one of those mistakes. To understand the magnitude of the Supreme Leader's death, we have to look back at 1979, when the Ayatollah was a disciple of Ayatollah Khamenei, the founder of the Islamic Republic. When Khamenei died in 1989, Khamenei took over the mantle as a supreme leader, a position with absolute power over military, the judiciary, and the state. For nearly 37 years, he has been the face of axis of resistance. He survived the Iran-Iraq war. He survived the 2009 protests, or then the protests of 2022. Under his rule, Iran became the regional supporter through its proxies, but also it became a pariah state, and crushing opposition, and of course these sanctions that were imposed on the country. The regime built a guardianship of jurists with him at the top, with no clear successor. The IRGC now holds the keys to the kingdom. We are looking at a regime that has defined itself as a defiance state for nearly 50 years, and has suddenly found itself without its ultimate arbiter, the supreme leader, and all those other leaders that were taken out yesterday. Now, for context, Iran has already begun its crushing response over the last 24 hours. A massive barrage of ballistic missiles and drones were fired towards Israel, while the Arrow and Iron Dome systems intercepted a vast majority of them. We have one confirmed or several confirmed deaths, at least one in Tel Aviv area from falling debris. Simultaneously, U.S. bases in Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait came under fire. The U.S. Fifth Fleet headquarters in Bahrain were reportedly hit by drone incursions, and in Dubai, international flights were forced to ground after missiles landed nearby. The question I'm posing tonight: what happens when the Islamic Republic fails? With the supreme leader gone or dead, the people of Iran are being urged by the West to take on government, to take on to the streets to protest. But how does this really end? Does the regime's collapse or a hardline military junta from the regime's establishment, the IRGC, launch a final desperate retaliation campaign? History is happening right now in front of us. Will this bring down will this bring down the regime for good? Will Iran be brought back to what a lot of people would say normalcy after nearly 50 years of having one leader or having one party at the helm of the country? A lot remains to be seen. Right now, as we speak, I will keep bringing you updates because this is a fluid story. It's still happening in real time. But for sure, what happens Iran going forward remains to be seen, especially with the death of the Ayatollah. A lot can happen. A lot is happening as we speak. Bombs are still flying off. This could be an escalation of some sort. I don't think the United States and Israel are just going to go in and just get out. This might be a long, protracted war that lasts for months, if not months. It could take on years for it to end. We've seen examples of that. We saw that in Afghanistan. We saw that in Iraq. And we've seen also like in Libya. Maybe for context, you saw like Libya, the leader had also been there for over 40 years. And so what happened to this day, they don't have anything that resembles a democracy. So what we are seeing in Iraq, yes, it's good that the leaders, if you're looking at it from the Western perspective, the leaders of the regime are gone or dead. But what happens after the regime falls? We'll continue to monitor developments as they unfold for ongoing coverage and in-depth analysis. Stay with us right here at Ndiho Media, across our YouTube, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky platforms. I am Paul Ndiho, and of course, this is different perspectives. And for those, if you appreciate independent journalism or conversations like this, where sometimes we give you analysis, we give you opinions, please support our work. Feel free to send us your donation via PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, or subscribe to our social media platforms and become a paid premium member to access all the content that we produce. Your donation can help us research, stream this show live, produce and bring you voices from across Africa and the diaspora. And right now we are looking at the world. So these are things that we can certainly bring you. Please remember to follow, share, and subscribe to us on YouTube, X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Spotify, and you can watch the whole episode on Substack. Again, I'm Paul Ndiho. This is Different Perspectives. Thank you so much for watching and for accepting me to be part of your highlights. Thank you.